Hey kittens. So for today, I want to discuss bad body days. Um, Anyone who is pro body movement usually has experienced a bad day, where they just aren't into any of what they look like. I've been experiencing a couple of those lately. And yes, I'm trying to take them as a sign, and I am going to start monitoring my calories. And hopefully, in the next little while, my partner is going to help me get a workup routine going again. But it's hard. I'm definitely someone who, I don't have bulimia. I've never had bulimia, but I will puke to feel like I have some control, or I will fast, or I will do things that aren't necessarily healthy. When I mentioned counting calories again to my partner, he brought up the fact that last time I went from extremely binge eating constantly to eating only about 1,600 calories a day, which he is completely right, is not healthy. So I think I'm going to discuss that with him when he comes home tonight and get a better idea of how to feel better about this, because when I have bad body days, it's when things that have never bothered me previously or haven't bothered me in a long time all of a sudden feel like a big problem. And I'm not saying just because one day you feel down about your butt that you should completely change your life, but if all of a sudden you're like, don't fit in the bathtub the way I should, these jeans that I love aren't fitting, and that's a real problem for you, I don't know. I try and take it as a clue. Clearly, I do not have a healthy lifestyle, not because of my size, because I don't exercise. I eat whatever the hell I want, and too much of it. I think an easy way that I justify doing that is because I don't have any health problems. My blood pressure's great, my blood sugar, my heart, like everything's perfect. But that doesn't mean that that's going to stay that way forever. But those times, especially if I get in an argument with someone about my body, because in the long run it's my body and not theirs, which especially as a trauma survivor can feel very personal, and can feel like someone's trying to really take something that's intimately all you feel like you have control over, and it's an experience that you felt before. I usually start crying during any conversation about my body. It's tough. For a lot of people, if they've never experienced that, or if they were successfully able to get fit, they don't necessarily understand where you're coming from. And that can really suck. There's times where I've wondered if I do have an addiction to food, just because of the times where it does interfere with my regular life. Whether it's financially, getting too much takeout, which is a huge crux of mine, or even just, either binging or fasting for all these times where like your sleep's disrupted, everything's not great. And I feel like this winter has been a tough and really long one, and I've had a lot of changes I've been going through. And I do find that some of my go-tos have been food. But fighting a food addiction, whether that's what I have or not, generally speaking, fighting a food addiction is really hard, because if you want to take it to the far extreme example, if someone has a heroin addiction, they don't need heroin to live. Once they get clean, they never have to touch it again if they really end up staying clean. But if you have a food addiction, you can't just stop eating indefinitely. It's like someone who's been smoking for 20 years finally, is able to quit, and then you're like, no, but also to survive, you have to smoke half a cigarette a day. It's not easy. My meds as well make me carry more weight. I, for a long time, didn't see myself living past 26, and I am 27 now. So a lot of things have come into mind as I need to start thinking about my future, because I never did before. I was sure that I would be lost to mental health or essentially suicide or abuse reasons. But I'm alive, and I have to take responsibility for that. I don't know if I might start tracking workouts and food stuff if I do start doing them pretty regularly, just so I feel some accountability. I don't usually hate my body, but right now I just want to cry. I don't feel attractive. I don't feel healthy. And I just mentally don't feel like I have the energy to commit to change. I've been so low and erratic mentally that any change feels like so much right now. But that doesn't mean it doesn't need to get done. It doesn't mean that what I'm doing right now is okay. But it's equally not okay for me to hate my body. In the long run, you get one. You can spend all your time hating it, and yeah, you're gonna have bad days where you do. But think of it as investing in it. And every time I try to lose weight or get fit or whatever it is, I try to think about the investment to my future. My partner is extremely healthy, works out constantly, super pays attention to his diet, and I love him so much. And I'm worried that if I don't make a change soon, like a change where it's not a lot to work on, I'm worried I won't have as much time with him as I need to. Especially right now with all of the coronavirus going around and everything. And you kind of have to be prepared to say goodbye to your loved ones. He's not someone I want to say goodbye to. Yeah. Sorry that this was a bit of a heavier video. Once again, it's all over, but you guys don't seem to mind. Might go cry. Love you.